Ladies, if you've ever been on Tinder, listen up, because this could happen to you. At first, he seemed perfect, charming, funny, said all the right things. But what started as a normal date quickly turned into something out of a horror movie. I ignored the red flags, and I almost paid the price. This is the story of how my Tinder match became my stalker, and why I'll never ignore my gut feeling again. I stared at my phone screen, rereading the Tinder messages. Greg had seemed normal, witty, polite, even charming in a generic sort of way. His profile pictures showed a tall, clean-shaven guy with dark hair and a friendly smile. He worked in marketing. At least, that's what he told me. Our date started out fine. A casual dinner at a trendy downtown restaurant. Conversation flowed easily, though there were moments when his gaze lingered too long, his smile just a little too wide. Something about it felt off, but I ignored the unease in my gut. Maybe I was overthinking it. One bad date story didn't mean every guy was a creep. After dinner, he suggested a walk. I hesitated, but the street was crowded, the city lights bright. What was the harm? Halfway down a quieter stretch of road, Greg stopped walking. "You're really beautiful," he said, his voice lower now, charged with something I couldn't quite place. I laughed awkwardly. Thanks." He reached out, brushing a strand of hair from my face. His fingers lingered on my cheek. A chill slid down my spine. I stepped back. "I should get going." His jaw tightened. "Already?" "Yeah, early morning tomorrow." I forced a smile, hoping to keep things light. His expression darkened, but then, just as quickly, he shrugged. "Okay, let me walk you home." "That's okay. My Uber's on the way." He didn't move. He just stood there, watching me. His eyes didn't blink. My phone lit up. "Your Uber is arriving now." Relief crashed over me. "Well, this was fun. See you around." I turned, practically running to the car. When I glanced back, Greg was still there, staring. At first, I told myself I was being paranoid. But 2 days later, I spotted a familiar figure standing across from my apartment building. He wasn't doing anything, just standing, watching. Number, it can't be him. Then the calls started. Blocked numbers. Silence on the other end. One night, as I left work, I saw him again. This time closer, smiling. I didn't go home that night. I crashed at my friend's place, my hands shaking as I told her what was happening. "You need to call the cops," she insisted. I did. They took a report, but Greg had done nothing technically illegal. "Let us know if anything escalates," the officer said. It did. One evening, I found my apartment door unlocked. Nothing was missing, but something felt off. Like someone had been inside. The police came again, but there was no proof, no fingerprints, no cameras. The next morning, a single red rose was left on my doorstep. That night, I packed a bag and left town, staying with my parents for a while. The calls stopped. The shadows outside my window disappeared. Weeks passed, then months. Eventually, I moved to a new place, got a new number, new locks, new everything. I didn't see Greg again for 3 weeks, but sometimes late at night I feel it, that sensation of being watched, and I wonder if he ever really left. At first, I told myself it was paranoia, a lingering side effect of what I'd been through. I forced myself to move on. New apartment, new job, new habits. I even started dating again, though I was more cautious this time, more careful. 2 months passed, and my life was just getting settled. One night, as I lay in bed, I heard a soft creak outside my bedroom door. I sat up, heart hammering. My apartment was small. I lived alone. I strained to listen. Silence. I told myself it was just the building settling, the wind, my overactive imagination. Then I saw it. A shadow shifting just beyond the gap beneath my bedroom door. My throat went dry. I reached for my phone, hands shaking as I dialed 911. A voice answered, calm and professional. 911, What's your emergency? I opened my mouth to speak, but then I stopped. I heard something else. A whisper. Soft, barely there. I found you. I screamed into the landline phone before dropping it on the bedroom floor. 911 was still on the line. A single knock echoed against my bedroom door. Then another. I wanted to scream, to run, but my body wouldn't move. The handle twisted slowly. "There you are," Greg said. I tried to run, but there was nowhere to turn. My mind raced. The police wouldn't get here in time. I had no weapon, nowhere to hide. Then I saw him, Greg. He walked towards B, slowing. "I finally found you, Emma. You are mine now. If I can't have you, no one will," he whispered as he stepped closer towards me. I closed my eyes, thinking this was it, the end for me. But then, sirens. Flashing red and blue lights flooded my bedroom window. Loud banging was at my front door. "Police! Open up!" The twisting handle stopped. I heard my bedroom door swing open as if the police kicked it down. Greg looked around the room looking for a way to escape. It felt like 100 police officers filled my bedroom. They started to scuffle, someone yelling, "Get on the ground!" I didn't move until I heard the heavy click of handcuffs. When I finally gathered the courage to breath, 2 officers were pinning Greg to the floor. His face was twisted in rage, his dark eyes locked with mine. "I just wanted to see you," he hissed. "You ran from me. I had to find you." A cold chill ran down my spine. One of the officers looked at me. "Are you okay, ma'am?" I nodded, but I wasn't sure if it was true. Greg was arrested for breaking and entering, stalking, and harassment. Turns out he had been following me for months, watching my routine, waiting for the perfect moment. The police found a key in his pocket, a copy of mine. I never figured out how he got it. They also found a notebook in his apartment, pages filled with my name, my schedule, places I had been, and unsettling phrases like, "She belongs to me," and "We'll be together soon."